up? I'm Leah, and this is my show, Livin' on a Dream. In each episode, I'll be sitting down one-on-one with an actor, a musician, or some other creative type. Some you'll know, some you'll be getting to know, but all of them you should know. They're living on a dream. Are you?
Hey, what's up you guys? This is Leah and you're watching this week's episode of Livin' on a Dream. And today I'm with a good friend of mine. I've known him for some time. He is a musician, rock and roll musician. He's a drummer. He's all over the place. And we caught up with him in Camden, New Jersey right now, out on the Def Leppard tour. Tod Burr. What's up? How are you?
Well, why don't you tell everybody where Camden, New Jersey is, just because most people will probably go, where is that?
Well, or if they Google
what's
Camden,
the next closest city to
if they
Camden?
Google Camden, New Jersey, they might see a bunch of undesirable kind of stuff. So, I mean, we're hanging out in Camden. I mean, I can say that.
You mean like the party that was happening?
The party that was happening. Camden is right next to Philly. And for whatever reason, these days, most of the rock and roll, most of the music shows in general now go to New Jersey, just because of the venues that are here. So that's why we're in Camden. It wasn't like we found you on the street corner or something like that.
No, I can't afford a street corner. Street corners are a little bit out of my budget in Camden. I speak the wrong language.
Okay.
Anyway.
So this show is about, it's called Livin' on a Dream.
Yes.
And basically it's about, you know, that I think the best dreams happen when you're wide awake. You know, you create, you express, you inspire, and you live your dream. And those of us that are in the entertainment industry are kind of following a path that most people, you know, maybe think about and don't do for whatever reason, go back to that 9 to 5. So when you were growing up in New York, what did you think you wanted to do when you grew up? Was it always music?
No, I actually wanted to be, when I first saw Star Wars, Close Encounters of the Third Kind, Star Trek, all that kind of stuff. I wanted to be in the entertainment business. I wanted to work in special effects. I wanted to make science fiction movies. I wanted to build model spaceships and do. Well, it wasn't CGI back then. It was actually making real explosions in space and blowing up planets and stuff. That's what I wanted to do. So I went to college in Arizona State University. I started my prerequisites, started taking all the classes, and then basically what happened was my roommate was in a band.
Really?
And
so
I was in
you've
band.
gone all the way up to college and never picked up an instrument?
No. I was in band in high school.
Okay.
I was in marching band. And it turned out that playing drums came very naturally to me, but I never once thought, even though I was fans of Kiss and Aerosmith and Led Zeppelin and all these fantastic bands of the 70s and early 80s, it never occurred to me that I could actually do this for a living. I didn't know about drum techs and roadies and crew guys and tour buses. I had no idea. I was not exposed to that. But when I went to college, my roommate was in a band, and it turns out that I was a better drummer than he was. He was a drummer in a band, and I didn't even really know how to play, and I was better than him. So they actually asked me to join the band.
You discover in college that you're a really decent drummer, and the world of music, that is the opportunities that are out there.
Well, no, I didn't know that I could do it for a living. I was still going to school, and basically a lot of bands start that way in college. Very, very famous bands started in college. But I didn't know that you could actually do it for a living. I was just doing it for fun. It was great way to meet girls, make a little cash here and there, and it was fun, and it was, kept you in shape and in a social circle. For a few years, it was a great little scene with all the musicians and all of the people that make a music scene that was thriving and fun and interesting. You go to all the clubs and stuff like that. LA had it as well at the same time, and of course everything changed in the 90s, but it's a whole other topic of conversation. But getting back to what we were talking about was eventually what had ended up happening was I dropped out of school. I didn't enjoy it very much, and I decided that I'd much rather play music. And I got a chance to travel a little bit and play in a bunch of different bands and do some recordings and some demos and this and that. All of a sudden, the bell goes up and goes, oh my God, I'm actually not bad at this. I got some really cool people that are making.
Had you moved back to New York?
No, I moved to LA.
You moved straight to LA?
No, actually, it's another little story. I don't know how much tape you have in that thing.
I want to hear how the transition happened from Arizona to LA.
I was playing in a band that had some management interest, and they also managed an LA band. And the manager came out to see us and wanted to go ahead and bring us to Los Angeles to play some shows, which we did. And the manager says, "Oh, you guys are way too good for Phoenix. You guys need to move to LA. We'll try to get you a deal."
So you're about 20, 21?
19. And I said, hell yes, I'm going to move to LA. So guess what? Singer and the guitar player say no. They don't want to leave. The guitar player has a good job as a plumber, and he was like 22. And I'm like, oh, you moron. And then the singer had a wife and a kid already at 21, and he didn't want to move. So the bass player, the girl bass player, and I got in a piece of crap little, I think it was a Plymouth Volare station wagon with a U-Haul in the back, threw everything in the thing, drove out there, and ended up joining a band pretty much the second we landed in LA. And that lasted about a year, and I just kept going and going and going, and band after band after band and band, and never stopped.